Hobnob. It is a great honor. Thank you, Scott, for allowing me to come out and get this morning cranked up and started for us this morning. It's great to see so many community leaders and business leaders or public officials from across the state gathering together here. It's a highlight of the year for all of us to get to say hello to each other and visit. It's been 8 years I've had the privilege of serving as your state auditor, protecting Mississippi's reputation. This morning, simply I want to share with you some of our track record and what we've accomplished. How the nation looks at the job we're doing here in Mississippi. Rutgers University's Center for Public Integrity just a couple of years ago recognized Mississippi as the 6th best state in the nation when it comes to enforcing our public corruption laws. We're in the top 10 when it comes to holding people accountable, and that's an honor that we should be proud of as Mississippians. We've recovered over $24 million of our tax dollars that were stolen and embezzled during that 8-year time period. That's more money than any 8-year period of any state auditor previously. It's a privilege to get to say that because I have a foundation to build off of from Governor Phil Bryant to today. It's what conservative leadership will do for a state like Mississippi. Not only have we recovered $24 million, we've put over 150 individuals that we've investigated. We've got that many individuals who've pled guilty or been found guilty by a jury of their peers because Mississippi takes public corruption seriously. What does that mean for our national reputation? My colleagues at the National State Auditors Association, my counterparts across the country, recognized Mississippi with the Excellence and Accountability Award just 2 years ago. August a year ago, the Comptroller General of the United States, Gene Dodaro, awarded Mississippi the David M. Walker Award for Excellence and Accountability. The top 2 awards for accountability, the top 2 awards that any auditor's office can receive, Mississippi has received during my term in office, and that's a reputation that we should all be proud of, and I appreciate the men and women of the auditor's office protecting Mississippi the way they do. So national rankings, we're in the top 10. The top awards and recognition that we can receive for accountability. That's who we are in Mississippi. But we're not done yet. Right now we're working over 150 cases across the state, investigating and holding individuals accountable. But that's just a part of what we do. We're mandated by the legislature and state law that we're also supposed to audit and do performance audits, specifically when it comes to education in Mississippi. It's probably one of the top issues. If y'all haven't heard of a little initiative that's going to be on the ballot next Tuesday, education is probably the most important thing that we all will be voting on. It's the #1 issue for all Mississippians. But for the last half a dozen years, my office has reported to the legislature, to you the taxpayers, that the MAEP funding formula that we're arguing over and fighting over is broken. The numbers that go into it are not auditable. The legislature fixed the first part of it. $1.9 billion was based on average daily attendance. Until 2 years ago, there was no standard definition, which means that you can bring a child to school, check them in, check them out, and the school district can count that child as if they were present all day. But we have other school districts that require the children to stay in class until 11 or noon or all day in order to count them present. It was not equitable from district to district, and when we pointed that out to the legislature, they passed a law that required the children to be in school 60+% of the day. That law has been in place now for 2 years, and it's amazing. The NAEP, the National Assessment for Education, just came out, and we're seeing our test scores, the only state in the nation whose 4th grade test scores went up. Our children are accomplishing better and they're learning better, not just because of the 3rd grade reading gate, not just because of the coaches, but for the first time in our state history, we have a law in place that requires the kids to have their butt in the chair, and it's amazing, when their bottom's in the chair, the brain typically is with it. They have an opportunity to learn. Common sense conservative leadership is working in Mississippi when it comes to our economy. It's working for accountability and it's working in education, and we must continue to build upon those foundations and build upon that track record. I appreciate the privilege and opportunity to serve as your state auditor, and I promise you we're going to continue the next 4 years. Your support, your help, and your vote, building on that foundation to protect our state's reputation, continuing to watch that reputation grow nationally, and to make sure we hold every individual, those that break the law and those of us who are simply trying to do the right thing day in and day out, accountable for that responsibility to you, the taxpayers of the state of Mississippi. I'd love to hang out and visit a little while longer this morning, but if you'll allow me, I will ask you to watch your Twitter feed, watch Facebook. I have a little press conference happening about noon in North Mississippi today as we go back to doing our job as your state auditor. A little tease for what we're going to be up to this afternoon. Thank y'all so much for being a Hobnob. Thank you for allowing me to kick the morning off. And thank you for allowing me to be your state auditor. Y'all have a great day.